Hey Faith family, as you can tell, I'm kind of out here in the middle of nowhere. It's about lunchtime, and I just wanted to touch base with you again, do a little bit of recording, maybe out in different places to give you a little bit of background of different areas of what I see and where I'm at. I'm glad to be with you again and share with you. I had kind of mentioned with you in the past that, you know, so much of the time that I'm practicing my, or preparing my messages, that's a better word to say. No, I'm practicing. No, let's just get it. Let's just be truthful. I practice my messages out here in the middle of nowhere, and I told you that there may be times that I'm preaching to the birds, to the deer, to whatever may be out here, the javelina, the turkeys, where I'm at right here. A lot of you know this kind of area. I'm at Seven Sisters. This is my location at Seven Sisters. It's right behind you. You can't see it, so I figured the trees would be a better backdrop than my meter station. But I just wanted to touch base with you. You see me here. I'm in my work clothes. This is life. This is what you're doing, and so I wanted to share a time with you. I put a challenge out this morning to those of you that are on our text messages. If you're not on our text messages, let us know. Let somebody know, so we can add your number to the list, and you will get a daily and the prayer requests that come out by different individuals. Whoever's on there can request prayer, ask questions, or just praises, whatever. And so I put a post up this morning on the text about our Proverbs of today. Proverbs chapter 2. This is April the 2nd of Proverbs chapter 2. And so I put a challenge out, and I'm going to read the verses to you real fast for those of you that hadn't read them, and to present the challenge and then give the answer. I know a lot of you are probably kind of wondering what that is, and we've gotten a lot of responses, or a few responses, and very, very good ones, but I think I'm going to surprise you with the answer. So what the challenge was Proverbs chapter 2, and it was verses 2 through 5. It says, tune your ears to wisdom and concentrate on understanding. Cry out for insight and ask for understanding. Search for them as you would for silver. Seek them like hidden treasures. Then you will understand what it means to fear the Lord, and you will gain knowledge of God. The statement here, this is actually the Proverbs is the book of wisdom, and this is actually wisdom talking to you, talking to me. In verse 2 it says, turn your ears to wisdom. It says turn your ears to the Proverbs. The Proverbs is the book of wisdom, and so what he's saying is listen to the Proverbs. And that's why I try to teach to everybody I know how important the book of Proverbs is to us. It's kind of sprinkling on me, so I got to make this kind of quick. So you're probably going, oh, thank goodness, he's going to be done fast. So anyways, so I'm going to get the point across to you and let the answer to the challenge out as y'all have been thinking about it throughout the day. It says, tune your ears to wisdom, tune your ears to the Proverbs, listen to the Proverbs, and concentrate on understanding. So whenever you're reading them, try to understand, concentrate on what you're reading. It says, cry out for insight. That means pray to God. God, give me insight, give me understanding, and ask for understanding. Search for them as you would for silver. Seek them like hidden treasures. It needs to be so important to you to read these Proverbs. These Proverbs need to be so important to you. The wisdom that they give needs to be so important to you that it is like getting money. That you know, if you don't get money, you don't get clothes, you don't get food, you don't get pay your bills. That is how important Proverbs needs to be to you also. And so that's what I'm here to share with you today is that seek the Proverbs. And it needs to be on a daily basis, because you need to be able to get up in the morning, and if you don't read them in the morning, that you miss them that afternoon. You go, man, I wish I'd have read, because man, I'd have made this better choice, or I'd have done this better, or I'd have done that different. You know, that's what Proverbs does for you. They are the book of wisdom of how to walk your life, how to live your life. And so a lot of times our questions are just answered right there in Proverbs. in these chapters. Like I said, it takes you 5 minutes or less to read one chapter a day, and just needs to become part of your life when you get up in the morning, and when you're having your coffee, if that's what you do, or you do your exercise. Just before you exercise your body, exercise your mind and your spirit with these proverbs, because then you can read that in 5 minutes and then start exercising, and you'll be thinking on them. So these are the things that I'm trying to pour into you. And so what's so great about this was the challenge was verse 5. Verse 5 says, then you will understand what it means to fear the Lord. What does it mean to fear the Lord? And so I put that challenge out. What does that mean to fear the Lord? And this fear in particular was not a fear of, oh, I'm getting robbed, or fear of something evil, or fear of a great judgment if I don't do something right. What this is, watch, that then is so important here. He said, turn your ears to wisdom, concentrate on understanding, cry out for insight, and ask for understanding. Search for them as you would for silver. Seek them like hidden treasures. If you will do this on a daily basis, if this will become such a part of your life that whenever you get up in the morning and you get to lunchtime, you go, man, I missed my Proverbs. Man, I sure needed that right now. That sure would have helped me. Or you get to the end of the day and you really slap yourself and you go, man, why didn't I read? And I can't go to bed until I read it. And you go to bed and you read it. And so you read it, and then you get up the next morning, and it becomes such a habit and such a need in your life that you need these Proverbs. Then, it says verse 5, whenever you are seeking them on a daily basis and you're going, God, I need this, and you're begging him for that wisdom, and you're begging him for that wisdom more than you are money, and you're begging him for that knowledge and that understanding more than you are food and water, when that becomes truth in your life, that, like I said, by lunchtime, you recognize, man, I missed my Proverbs, and I'm sure I'd have done something different if I'd have had that. That you just know you're feeling something missing. When you have got there, when you are there, whenever that has happened, verse 5 says, then, when you have been seeking Proverbs, when you've been seeking wisdom, then you will understand what it means to fear the Lord. You know what this fear is? It's not fear of judgment or impending doom or I better not sin. This is a fear that is built inside of you now because you are so needing that wisdom. You are so needing that Proverbs that now you are fearing what you're missing. That at lunchtime you're going, oh, how did I get to this place without reading? At the end of the day you go, oh Lord, I have missed that so much. I needed that communication with you. I needed that talking with you. I needed that wisdom today. That's the fear it's talking about. The fear of going through life without his wisdom. The fear of going through life without his blessings on your life. The fear of standing before God and going, God, man, I have messed up today. I so needed you. What did I miss, God? What did I miss in your word? That's the fear it's talking about. It's talking about going through life without him. Going through life without his word and his wisdom and his love and his compassion and his thoughts and his blessings. That's the fear it's talking about. It's not talking about the fear actually in this verse about the, I better not sin. It is actually talking about, what if I miss something? I don't want to miss what he's got to say to me today. I don't want to miss what the blessings are today. That's the fear it's talking about. Watch. Verse 5. Then. The then is because you have been seeking him on a daily basis. You have been seeking that wisdom on a daily basis. And then you will understand what it means to fear the Lord. Fearing life without him. Keep reading. And you will gain knowledge of God. When you put your life into at least that 5 minutes a day of saying, God, I need you today. God, I need you to walk with me today. God, I need your wisdom today. God, I need your knowledge today. God, I need your blessings today. So I am giving myself and I am seeking. I am diving into Proverbs here. God, speak to me in these verbs, in these Proverbs. Speak to me in this wisdom. And you start giving yourself to him on a daily basis like that, I can promise you one thing. as you dive into Proverbs and you dive into that wisdom and you find how much you need it and you find how much it's blessing your life and how much it's changing you and how much it can change you, by lunchtime, if you gave him that Proverbs in that morning, by lunchtime you're going to be craving more. I promise you. By lunchtime, that is what it's talking about. The fear of the Lord, of not having knowledge about him. By lunchtime, you're going to be going, well, what do I read now? Because Proverbs chapter 2 is only for today. So then by lunchtime, you're going to be going, at a break time, you're going to be going, where do I read now? And you're going to be desperate to find somewhere else in Scripture to start reading. And by evening time, you're going to be desperate to say, oh, I need some more. I need God. I can't walk this life without him. And I fear what will happen if I do. I fear what will happen if I try. If I try to walk this life without him. The example was Jonah. We just learned about Jonah here the past few weeks ago. Jonah was saying, he trusted God, he believed in God, but when God called him, he said, no, I'm going to go my way. And things went crazy in his life because he was trying to do it without God. So is God calling you? Is God trying to get you to do something? Well, seek the Proverbs out, and that will help you make those decisions. And I can promise you, your life, you will get to the place where you are fearing walking without him, walking without the knowledge that you get about him. Study the Word of God, and if you don't know where to go, try Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 2 today, read it. And you may not get anything from the verses that I gave you. You may get something totally different somewhere else. But Proverbs chapter 2 today, and that was the challenge. What is it to fear God? It is literally to fear walking in this life without him, without his blessings, without his direction, without his wisdom. So, I hope to see you again. Thanks for joining me today and for right now, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.